What's up, friends? It's Gun Gaming here, and I had a great question from Leslie Rodriguez that I wanted to answer. The question is, quote, are Dark Zone badges better than all Blitz badges? Short answer is it depends. Let's jump into it. So, first thing that Leslie is trying to address here, there are multiple battle badges, and battle badges are a great way to focus on certain things for your character. So, I've talked about this before in my I'm Stuck, Help Me videos, but battle badges are really important. They can be shared between all characters. You can get really good stats on them, and the cores really do matter. So you're seeing here, like I got a 4-star Maestro today, and frequently it will tell me, oh, these stats that you're getting from Maestro are so good, they should replace this level 70 battle badge. So for me, like I'm still trying to complete this set. But a 4-star badge is not going to get me there, and certainly not a 4-star with a blue core. I have on this one a green core that's giving me an additional 11% crit damage, and then I rolled triple crit rate on this one as well, which, again, if you watched that previous video, you know that this is like you divide it by 3 and then add a decimal point in, like right here. So it's like a 7% increase to crit rate. And if you're like, oh, that's too much math, I don't want to do that, you just come to hero, click on the level, go to battle badges, and you can see here 3.7. So that's not even correct. I honestly don't know what it is. I think actually I have no idea. If I'm being completely honest, I genuinely have no idea. I think that's the only one that's giving me a crit rate increase because this red is attack. So, yeah, maybe you divide it by 7 and then place a decimal point there since it's like 3.7. Who knows? They changed the math and it drives me nuts. Anyway, so you can't really like look at that math. Instead, you have to look at like the base stats. And the supervillain damage is a percentage. I think this one, it goes up to 10 right now. We're at like 7,000. So if you go to battle badges and you scroll all the way down, it'll tell you supervillain damage is plus 6.2%. So it's like a little bit less than, the 7,000 if you put the period right here. So I don't know how they calculate it. It's clearly different for this score than it is for crit rate. I don't know. I can't explain it to you. But the supervillain increase is helpful for certain things, like killing prime targets in Dark Zone. It's helpful as well. So, I'm getting decent mileage. I think the stats on these are fairly decent. But you notice here, like all of mine have at least 1 green core. This one has 2 green cores. And for me, I'm trying to get all crit damage. And you can always come into your cores and see what you have. Technically, I should like change this defense pierce to crit damage because that's better than the defense pierce. But the core slots is a big deal, and I don't think that it gets enough billing. I think a lot of people focus on getting a certain set because of the downstream benefits of these. But as you saw, like even when I get this up, it'll probably be like a 9% increase to supervillains, which 9% damage increase isn't bad. But if I get a double green on it, that's an increase of almost 23% crit damage at just 4-star cores. So once I get up to 5-star cores, which one of these is a 5-star? I guess I just have the attack and the dodge rate at 5 stars. Oh, here we go. 15% at 5-star. So again, 5 stars take a long time to roll. It takes a lot of materials. It's a grind. It's obnoxious. Do your special operations. Not special operations. Your battle challenges is the best way to get those. I'll be grinding that after this video. But so anyway, so this is like the long and the short of it is these bottom stats are not as meaningful as the core slots in my personal opinion, and then the top bonus stats are way more important than the alpha stat increases. Like here, the defense increase. So like these are much more important. This isn't like the best roll for these, but I got a couple of them that I wanted, notably dodge rate, and then defense is just like a base stat increase is really helpful as well. But for this one, the crit rate is one I've sat on for a while. Dodge rate on this one. Stamina recovery was one of the reasons I kept this one, but the stamina and cooldown were equal, so you both like get your stamina back and your cooldowns back, so it helps you line up faster skills with both those together. And then I also needed some extra stamina recovery and cooldown decrease from this one as well. Plus these base HP increases are fairly helpful. So for me, like it ends up with like a 24,000 total increase, which is almost like a third of my HP, more than a third of my HP. So, they matter. They're impactful. Definitely those stats matter. So, but that doesn't answer your question. I'm just kind of detailing how battle badges work because it does factor into this. You can come into collections and you can look at these battle badges. We're going to go through all of these. Most of these you get from Dark Zone. Some of them you get from Omega War, but most of them are from Dark Zone. Before I get into that, though, I just want to address like the inflow of battle badges. And Mobile Gamer did a really good video on this. Oh, look, it's the end of the week, so I get a 3-star Omega card and a 3-star core box. So that's also good. Do those. Mobile Gamer did a really good video about this, about how Dark Zone gives the worst rewards. Not a ton of people play it, so like you can do okay. So like, where am I this week? 520, and I haven't even played every day. It's hard for me to line it up. I'm either like busy with work or doing something with playing a game with someone, like my little brothers I like to play video games with at night. Whenever our squad is on in Dark Zone, and somebody's going to leave me some mean comment about that. But that's just the truth of the matter. Like, not everybody wants to get on for an hour and grind through a mode that feels really clunky, and that where the rank reward. So you get these Omega cards are supposed to be the main rewards. These drop from the bosses, the primes, whenever you kill them. And like, these are good, but you have to draw the other cards in the set. Notably, you have to draw 2 of them from Omega card drops, which is both super expensive. If you've watched Darth Micro, you know he spent literally thousands of dollars trying to get Black Widow and Spider-Man together so he can complete the set. It's just, and you have to complete the set for this. Like, Defense Pierce is pretty garbage, and a 4% attack increase is not all that good. You can just get that from one of the free-to-play sets in a 4-card set. And then have an additional set that's 2 cards that gives you like an additional 4.3% attack. So for me, these are such like a pipe dream. They don't even factor into my calculations. And I know somebody in the comments is gonna be like, "Oh, well, you can get those eventually. They'll open them up for the public eventually." Yeah, but I'm not making content about what the game is going to be. I'm making content about what the game is right now. So, and there's no guarantee that they will be available later on, or that I'll get like mercy tokens like you do with Omega points for costumes in order to get those Omega card draws. And there's no saying that they'll even be relevant once they do become more available. There'll probably be a new set that's way better that you want even more. So that's that. The other thing I would say, when you come to weekly rankings, the reward list are these tokens. And realistically, like, maybe you push into the top 100. Most of us are going to be in the bottom 50%, right? Like, most players are going to come in here. And even if you're in the top 0 to 10%, so below the top 100, you're going to get 300. And I'll show you what that means. We come into the store here. We go to tokens. Special tokens, normal tokens, Dark Zone, and then you want to be buying these 4-star to 6-star boxes. So I'm only going to get 75 this week if I don't get on and play tonight, which I probably will. But the 75 gets you a 3 to 6. Never buy that. You want the 4 to 6 because you want a hope and a prayer to get a 5-star, or maybe someday, one day, a 6-star. But it's going to take you a long time to get there. Even if you're in the top 1% of players, you're only going to be able to get 2 of those boxes. And the likelihood, if you guys have played in regular Blitz, the likelihood of pulling a 4-star is immensely higher than the likelihood of pulling a 5-star. So you know that you're not going to get that 5-star, and that the 4-stars are usually such trash. So usually they have 1 core slot. They don't have that high of stats. And again, the bottom stats are not as impactful as those top stats in my experience. And we'll show you why that is for some of these. So just, have that in mind and note that you're not getting very many of them. And then, layer on top of that. So this level 100 are of the Sakar. So I'm still trying to get these ones from doing blitzes every day, 3 times a day. I still can't even complete 1 5-star of Maestro. Like, I still need the 1 in either a 6 or a 5. I'd take either. I can't even complete that yet. So the reality here is that you are trying to tell me that your goal is to get one of these, maybe even, let's just set it at like a 4-star. Let's say that you really want this increased attack, that you feel like, yeah, that's a good trade. I would rather get the increased attack. Not that they do go up as that this base score goes up, but the set bonus doesn't. So you can mix and match the 4, 5, and 6 stars. But the substats are 4. You get 4 substats for the 6-star, plus the base attack is higher. You get 3. Base attack is lower. 2. Base attack is lower. So you're still getting the set bonus. Let's say you're going for the 4-star. Okay. You'll note that I do, in the level 100, I do have a completed 4-star one that actually took me probably like a month to get, but I did get it. You still can get the 1, 2s, and 3s, but these are really pretty rare. The 1s and 2s drop from just the ads. The 3s you can sometimes get, but you usually get a 4. But the 5s and 6s are really rare. So anyway, let's say you did want one of these sets. So this one is attack. This one, criminal. The kingpin one is HP. He's MODOK's defense. Ultron's air to surface, which is absolute trash. Ultimate skill gauge recovery for Yellow Jacket. Like, if you were playing as Captain Marvel, this might be really appealing to you. Hail Hydra, surface to air, trash. Daughter of Thanos, defense pierce, trash. But you can see, like, I've actually gotten 3 out of them, and plus this one, so I've actually gotten 4 out of the 6. So it could happen for you. The science one, this one gives you guard damage, not that great. Max damage rate, fine. And then the Spider-Man one, the last days, is going to give you a PvP damage increase. So this is the one typically that most people are looking for. Again, you come in here. This one's actually from Omega War. So we'll have to set aside the Omega War one, and I'll come back to that later, because I do think the Omega War one is probably worth going. But you have to add up all these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different options that we can get from the Dark Zone boxes. And you'll see here, you get these all from Dark Zone. All of these are available in Dark Zone. They're not available anywhere else. You have to pull them from those Dark Zone boxes. So you need to get all 6 of them out of 10 options, and you really only want 5 or 6 stars. So I don't know what the drop rates are, so I can't give you those numbers. But just the like, trying to get a full set of 6 within the parameters of the 10 options is going to take you forever. My point in saying this is, don't go for the Dark Zone boxes. They are probably the worst. You definitely don't want those, in my opinion. I do think the Omega War ones are fairly good, but they are really hard to pull. Let's see, when we go back in there, you see here, these ones give you PvP damage increase, which is pretty solid. And then they're pulled here, so you can see from the reward, you get the tokens from the play. The weekly reward list includes more of these tokens. And then you go to the shop, and you can buy the Omega card boxes or the battle badges. So we'll buy one of these battle badge boxes just to show you guys. And then we'll go open it. Even when you pull one, there's no guarantee that you're going to get one that you wanted. But these are all 3 to 6, so they aren't 4 to 6 like they are with Dark Zone. So you still have those chances of drawing a 3-star, which we just did. And notably, these ones do give you that PvP damage increase here. But notably, if you come in here to the collections, you're going to notice that it doesn't even give you the set bonus for the 3 stars. So anyway, look, all of this is to say, if you were going to invest in any of them, the Omega War one makes more sense. You can get lots of Omega War points in my experience, whereas with Dark Zone points, they are very hard to come by. You can also, for the Omega War boxes, buy as many of them as you want per week. You still can do that with Dark Zone. There's no cap here, but you really, realistically are only going to get enough tokens to buy 1 to 2. Omega War, I can usually buy 3 of these a week. I'm usually buying the Omega card boxes just because the Omega cards are a little bit better farm for me. Pulling these at 3 stars is just fodder for sim particles, or not sim particles, for convergence particles. So I always grind up my 3s and 4s. Again, the base stats aren't high enough. The bonus stats aren't high enough. Even if I got the set that I wanted, it doesn't. The set bonus does not outweigh those missing pieces. So even on this one that is a set for me, we're just going to grind it up because it really does nothing for me. I would rather get these sim particles. They actually are something that will often drop me something I can use. Like a lot of times it's just gold. Sometimes it's a 3-star core is more useful. I can crunch that up. You can also use 50 cores to set aside something. So if you get like potential report, you can click here, press the 50 cores, then it'll give you 5 tries to grab that specific thing. Oftentimes like Fury's classified data, Stark's blueprint, and Pym's research logs all drop in here. And sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't, but like 50 Stark blueprint, that's more useful than a battle badge I'm never going to equip, and a set that I'm never going to fill out. And so I just, this is a much better use of those pieces in my experience than the alternative. So I hope that answers your question, even though it's like a super long answer. I think that describes that in enough detail that'll be helpful for you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you disagree with me, please let me know. But I think for most free-to-play players, dolphins, guppies, etc., like 90% of the player base, I think you should just stick to trying to get the ones with the best base stats and, more importantly, the core slots that you're looking for the build that you currently have on your character. Until next time, though, friends, good luck out there. Have some fun and keep on gaming. Bye for now.